So I have not notified you about coming to live today. As I got some time, I thought of coming to live and talking to you all. Some of you were asking me again and again how to gain the courage to speak in English, as you are lacking the same. Even many of my parents, my dear parents, ask me that they want to talk to their kids, because if you want your kid to learn English, at first you have to speak in English. If you speak small words in English at home, then it will be easier for your kid to learn English, right? So many of the parents asked me how to start speaking in English, and so I thought of sharing some tips with you all. So first of all, what I want to say is that stop memorizing. Many of you start memorizing, isn't it? So it is not the way to learn English. I think every person in this world knows at least one language, right? Whatever his or her mother tongue is. So everyone knows at least one language, and to know that language you never went through the grammar or anything like that, right? You just went on hearing and being in the place where the people are talking in that particular language, and eventually you started learning the language, and you attempted, you tried, and you one day you also were successful in speaking in that particular language. So you know one language, and that's enough to talk. We talk to communicate, isn't it? We talk so that we can let the people around us know what we are thinking, what we want, or if anyone wants anything, queries anything, then so that we can answer them, right? So this is the first reason of talking. Talking is necessary so that we can communicate with the people around us. So if you are able to talk in any one language, that means you are doing well. Now, if you want to know something more, even after knowing the mother tongue very well, if you want to know some other languages so that it gets easier for you to learn or to communicate with others or for any other reason, then it's fine. Then you have to learn. Now, how to learn? It's not that you have to go through the grammar book of that language from the grassroots level. That's not necessary. To know the language, you have to be, surrounded by the people speaking in that language. Now, when we are talking about English, not every people belong to the country where English is the mother tongue, right? So the native speakers talk in English fluently, but the other people who wants to learn English but are surrounded by some other, people talking in some other language, it is very tough for them. But you can easily make a surrounding like that. How? That is, you can listen to the music, English music, you can read English books, you can even go through the English channel in the TV, you can go through even the cartoon channels. This is the easiest way I can say, because the cartoon channels, it is made for the kids, so here the English spoken is somewhat easier. Now, if you want someone to talk with you, if it is not possible, you can go through the TV channel, you can open any of the cartoon channel, news channel, music channel, and can hear people talking in English, right? So if you hear the native people talking in English, it will be easier for you to know the accent, the pronunciation, how they pronounce, right? So it will be easier. Even many people go on learning small words in English. It's okay, it will build up your vocabulary, that's enough. But only building vocabulary with words is not enough, because when you go or you start to speak in English, if you use the words in an unorganized way, it will not make a sentence, and no one will be able to understand what you want to say. Because in the native language, whatever you speak, if you go on translating whatever you are thinking, you just translate in English. That is also not the way of talking in English, because in the native language you can see the sequence is different. For example, if I say I like rose, but in your native language you just think, do you say the same line in the same in the same way, in the same order, in the same sequence? No. Sometimes you say I rose like. I rose like. In your native language you can say I rose like. For example, in Bengali we say Ami golab bhalobashi. So Ami means I, golab means rose, bhalobashi means like. So Ami golab bhalobashi, I rose like. So in Hindi also, if you speak in any other language, I don't know, but in most of the language you can see the sequence are not in the same way. So it is not a way to translate the language. What to do? You can do one thing. You can learn short phrases. Okay? Short phrases. Like when you are meeting someone, how to greet. How to greet that person. Good morning, good afternoon. These are well known to everyone. But other than that, how was the day? Or you can ask something different. So whatever. So when you meet someone, when you start a conversation, you can speak in small phrases. So in this way, if you learn the small phrases, and I can say if you learn 500 phrases in English, you will be somewhat able to talk in English. And if you know 1,000 phrases, 1,000 small English phrases, you will be somewhat fluent in English, because you can at least start the talking, and you at least know the way, the order, the sequence in which the English words are placed while talking or writing. So instead of translating from your mother tongue, I will ask you all to learn or to go through small English phrases which will help you to talk in English with someone. Okay? Now what rest you can do? You can talk to yourself. You can see whenever you are alone at home, you are just lying on the bed, you are doing nothing, you are sitting. So you can see something is going on in our head, right? The head is never empty. It goes on thinking, something goes on, isn't it? So when you are thinking in your mother tongue, right? So try to think in your language you want to know. That is, if you want to know English, you try to think in English. So if you start to think in English, no one will be there to laugh at you that you were wrong or you were right. But if you go on doing the same thing, you are thinking everything. So today I am going to the party, so I am going to wear this red dress, I will be taking this colored bag with that. So these are the thinking goes on in our mind, right? Or it is now 5 o'clock, so after some time my mother will come, he will knock the door, so I have to get up, and then I have to open the door, so I cannot sleep now. So these are the thinking sometimes comes in our mind, right? So these are the thinking which you can think in English instead of thinking in your mother tongue. So this will also help you to speak in English fluently. Other than that, synonyms, as I said earlier in my earlier video also, that if you know synonyms, like for one word, if you know 3 or 4 substitute words while talking, what happens sometimes you lack, you feel the lack of words, and then you stammer, you think what to say, and you feel shy, and that that is the disadvantage. So if you build your vocabulary. What will happen when you are talking and you are lacking one word, you can manage with some other word. Okay, so building your vocabulary by knowing synonym is also a good one, but phrases, learning phrases is very important. Other than that, you can talk to yourself in front of the mirror, you can read newspaper. I have told all this in my earlier videos also. So these things you can do. And what rest you can do, you can talk to yourself. Okay, whenever you are doing something, you are going on doing or whatever, so whatever the things you are going on doing throughout the day, you just go on using this language, that is English. Okay, other than that, I have also made a video on tongue twisters, a short actually. So what is tongue twister? Tongue twister means the words which are similar, and while speaking we are unable to speak it properly because our tongue doesn't allow it. So our tongue is accustomed, or it is used to our mother tongue. So when we are talking in our mother tongue, it is able to move properly. And when we talk, you can see our tongue goes on moving constantly, it is moving, right? So as fast as perfect the tongue moves, the sound will be more perfect. So the sound that comes, it is because of the perfect movement of our tongue. Now, when you are talking in some other language, then your tongue is not accustomed with this particular language. Now, if you practice the tongue twisters, like I have made a short, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. So you just try, you can see you are unable to speak it because your tongue will not allow you. But if you constantly do it, one time, you can see it will be easier for you and your tongue will allow to speak those words. Other than that, many other hard tongue twisters are also there. It is the easiest one, I said, but there are many hards. I like ice cream, you like ice cream, like this also. I just forgot. Oh, ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream, it was the term. Yes, so in this way there are many lots of tongue twisters. Now if you go on practicing all these, then what will happen, your tongue will get habituated with this particular language, how to move it while talking. So it will also help you a lot while talking in English. Okay, so other than what you can do, you can sing the song. The many persons who are unable to speak properly, who have stammering problem or many other mental disorder and all, but they are able to speak, they are unable to speak but they are able to sing. You can see many people are there who are somehow having some problem in speaking or any other disorder. Sometimes you can see they are unable to talk but they are able to speak. Why? This is because singing is something that comes from our heart, right? We feel when we sing, we feel it, right? So it comes from within. It helps us to even pronounce the words properly. So if you try to sing any English song, or you hear it, you listen to the English music, it will also help you a lot. Other than that, you start your day with this language only. While starting the day, you think about the language. Whatever your mission is, that is, you want to learn English, that means you have to devote yourself in this language. When you are waking up and when you are going to sleep, you have to think about this language only, that I have to uplift myself. So you have to think about all about English throughout the time you are awake. When you are sleeping, that's something different, but the time you are awake, in the morning when you wake up, from then onwards your aim should be that I will speak in English. So this will boost up your courage. You will have that courage to talk in English. Other than that, I will ask you to make a surrounding of friends or family it is better to uplift everyone who are around us. It is not that only I will learn, isn't it? If you are trying to learn, you ask some of your friend that let's learn English. So you ask that we will go on talking in English whenever we meet or whenever we call, whenever we text. Maybe it is difficult or maybe we will not understand, but it's okay. We are all are, in the learning phase. So we will make mistakes, but it's okay. If we practice, we go on practice, we go on speaking, it will build up your knowledge, it will build up your speaking power. So it will be easier for you to talk in English. And then other than that, what you can do is you can also start to talk with the kids, because maybe if you talk with the grown up, what will happen? Maybe they will tease you, maybe they will laugh at you. Okay, but when you are talking with the small kids, they will never laugh at you, they will never taunt, they will also learn from you. Whatever they will learn from you. They will never tease you, taunt you. So it is better to talk with the kids who are around you, so they will help you to build your knowledge in this language. Okay, so in this way you can go on practicing, and you can also go through my channel if you want to learn. Not only I give videos on English, spoken English, but also on English grammar and different parts of English which are unknown to many of you. So I try to cover each and every part of the English, every part of English. So if you have any query, you can ask. Let's talk. Don't go through the grammar only. It's not about learning grammars. It is not that if you go on learning the grammars, it will be easier for you to learn any language. It is not that. Okay, and nowadays it is important to learn at least 2 to 3 languages, isn't it? One native language, that is your mother tongue, one national language, that the language that is spoken in your country, and also one international language. It is very necessary. So if you are able to do so, it will be better for your future, right? So there is no end of learning. So whenever you try that I will start learning at this age, there is no age of learning. Whenever you will think that I want to learn, you can start from that very age. So from now onwards, don't go through any other videos which are spoken in any other language. If you are eager to learn English, you concentrate on this language only. You go through the videos where people are speaking in English. Other than that, you can also follow any native speaker, that the native speaker speaks in a perfect tone, a perfect phonetic, their pronunciation is very good. So if you follow them, it will be easier for you to learn the actual pronunciations of these words. So it is very important to follow any native speaker, but at the beginning you will not understand their pronunciation, but if you go on hearing them, you will definitely understand what they are saying. Okay, so listening to the native speaker is also very important if you are eager to learn English. Okay, so you go on building your vocabularies, your phrases, and go on practicing by yourself in front of the mirror. You just build up the courage that I will speak. Maybe you will make mistakes, people will laugh, that will be nothing to you if you don't think about them. You think about yourself and you will definitely be able to talk in this language. Other than that, as I said, you practice the tongue twisters, and you go on reading. Reading is also very important. So when you are listening, you are speaking, it is also important to read. So if you go on reading short stories, at first you begin with short stories, and then you will be able to even read the you know different articles in newspapers. And even if you go on reading newspapers every day, so it will also help you a lot to come across new words. And if you are unable to understand any word, you can take the dictionary and you can see what the meaning is, and even you can learn the synonyms, the easiest synonyms. In this way you can build up a good vocabulary for speaking in this language. Okay. So many of you have, okay, I couldn't see what you were. Thank you all whoever are there with me. So do you have any query? You can ask. গ্রামার ক্লাস আমি করাই, ঠিক আছে, আপনি চ্যানেল ফলো করতে পারেন। But mostly the grammar class I go through in English only. And there is also a reason, because if you listen in English, maybe it will be problematic for you at first to understand everything, but if you go on listening every day, every time, then it will be easier for you. One day you will definitely understand. And if you are learning English grammar, I think it should be you should learn in English language only. Why should I speak in any native language when you are eager to learn English? So that's why I thought of making the videos in English only, and that's why I do so. So you can follow my channel, Krishna Burman. So you can follow my channel. I definitely make videos on grammars and many other parts, but those videos are in English. So you be with me. And at first, if you have any problem also, if you go on hearing and listening, definitely you will be able to understand after that. So one more thing I want to say, that is don't go on translating. I have seen many of you whoever are learning English now, they at first think in their mother tongue and then they translate it. Sometimes it makes a very odd combination of words, and it is very, I will say, it is not the way to learn English, to speak in English. Don't translate from any language. You just learn English phrases and you will definitely understand how these words are spoken in this language. Okay. On Wednesday also I thought of coming to live. Okay, so if everything is fine, I will come live at 4 p.m. at around 4 p.m. and that day I'm going to discuss about sentence. Okay, what is sentence, what are the different parts of sentence, different types of sentence, and even exercise. In the exercise we will be covering one grammar book, the exercise of one particular grammar book. So that day I am going to discuss the grammars also, and the exercise also you will do live exercise, so that you can understand it properly. And whoever are here, please join me Wednesday at 4 p.m. Okay, so other than that, if you have any query, you can ask me. Okay, you are cute, thank you. Yes, I am married. Okay, so whatever I was talking about is, if you are eager to make your kid speak in English properly, you also learn it and start speaking English in your home with your kids, with your family members, which they will follow. You will never have to say to them that go on speaking English, speak in English. If they hears you speaking in English, they will definitely follow you. Okay, so other than that, what you can do is, if you want to learn grammars, to speak the language properly, yes, you can do it. You can go and learn the grammar, but start from the grassroots level, from, we can say, sentence, parts of speech. From here you can start learning, and other than that, go on practicing. This much will be enough for you to start speaking a new language. Because whenever you go for speaking course, so there are many international speaking course, right, where French, English, German, this type of international languages, are Spanish, taught. So if you join in this type of courses also, then you can see they go through the basic grammars, because basic grammar is obviously necessary, not while speaking, because while speaking sometimes we don't follow the law and order of the English language, but while writing we definitely need the grammar, somewhat grammar is needed. So you should have the basic knowledge. Okay, so practice yourself all the time, and also go through the basic grammar parts. It will help you to know this language in detail. Okay, so this basic grammar is very necessary, I can say, but that's not that all the time you only learn the grammar, and if you don't practice, that will be futile. Okay, many of you go on learning words, phrases, and then they know the grammar, everything, but they are unable to speak. Whenever you go ask them to speak, or you start a conversation, they will start stammering. This is because they never speak in English. This is the reason. Even if you go to the native language speaker, even who stood first in the school, or they even read at English from their junior level. After that, even sometimes you can see people have completed their bachelor degree with English, and even master's course in English. Even after that, when you ask them to speak in English, they stammer. It is only because of lack of practice. So practice is very necessary. If you want to speak in English, you have to practice. So you go on practicing. This will be the most effective way to improve your English. And if it is possible, make a group of friends. If you are a middle-aged person, even then I will ask you to make a group, maybe of family members, with your kids, or with your friends, with any of them. But make a group and start talking. So then only it will be easier for you to continue with this language. And once you go on speaking and you build up the courage, you can talk with anyone. Okay, so this is what I want to say. So other than that, what I want to notify you is that on Wednesday I am going to come, as I said a little bit earlier, I am coming live on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Don't forget to join. Okay, and we will be doing the grammar from the basic level. Okay, so whoever eager to learn English also, they can also join, and whoever are already learning English, already in the process, and even whoever are learning in the higher classes also, if you have forgotten these parts, if you go through the live session, it will be easier to you to remember everything, and then it will help you a lot. Okay, so this is what I want to say, and that's why I have come to live to share with you all these things. So this much for today. If you have any query, you can ask. I am here to answer you all. If the live session comes like this, that one-to-one we can talk, it will be better, right? So it would be better if we all can talk together. I think one day it will also happen that today I am talking and you are texting. Okay, so if it is possible that all of us come together and talk, then it will be better, I think. If you know such way, you can even let me know, so that I can conduct such things with you all to improve your pronunciation and help you a lot in the process of learning English. Any other query? Nothing? Okay, as I said, that don't forget to go through the tongue twisters, because these tongue twisters help you a lot in making your muscles, okay, the muscles we have in our mouth. If you exercise, if you go on practicing the tongue twisters, it will help your muscles to adjust with the language, that is English, so that you can pronounce it properly while speaking. So this is the other thing you have to do if you are eager to learn English. Okay, this much for today. I will end up the live here only. So don't forget to be with me as always and join my live on Wednesday. Okay, so thank you.